Well, welcome along to another episode. Join us on the M5. So we got this A30 on at the moment. I didn't record it while we were loading. It's just too dark, to be honest with you, and the GoPros ain't the best in the dark. They got to have some sort of light, and yeah, it's just the trouble with this time of year. You know what I mean? We don't have much light, do we? We spend most of the time in the darkness. It'd be even worse if we were up north, and that's where I'm heading. Is up north of this, all the way up towards just outside Settle, Arcow Quarry. So we got a nice little drive in front of us, so we won't get up there until this afternoon. We get it tipped off then, and that'll be us done for the day. Just got to relocate then, ready for tomorrow. So that's all we got to do. So nice, nice easy day. You just hope the traffic is going to be alright with us on the way up, because we have got to go around Birmingham. We have got it the M6. So it is a few places which do happen to be bottlenecks. That could cause any problem, you know, could cause us some problems. Hopefully we do have a nice clear run up. As when I'm recording this, it is the Monday, the week before Christmas, but this is going to be aired on Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas. Hopefully Santa's brought you everything that you wanted. That's pretty much it, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's, I mean, you know, as I got older, you know what I mean, see Christmas more for the kids than I do myself. You know what I mean? As long as they're happy, that's the main thing, and that's what matters. Seeing a smile on their face and everything, and you know, it's just always the same when you become a parent, and you always put yourself second, and you know what I mean? Just make sure they got everything that they had asked for. Well, tried to. It all depends if it's all right. Say I would too. I can tell you now, obviously, because it's going to be a week after of Santa. They had a couple of bikes. They had a bike each, so that's nice. And the older two, which were their own thing, and you know, they had you know, some beer and whatnot. But yeah, I'm hoping it's going to turn out right. I think I'm off pretty much like Christmas Eve onwards. Probably, it's not 100% confirmed yet. Probably starting back on the 2nd, I would have thought. But we'll find out as time goes on. I'm looking forward to going on holidays as well. That's coming up soon. A week in Fuerteventura in February. Cannot wait for that. Can't remember the last time I had a bit of winter sun, and I thought I'm going to do it next year. So it was booked, all paid for, ready to go on that one. So it'd be nice to go out there and experience a bit of summer sort of temperatures in the winter, if you know what I mean. So that'd be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Rather than getting out, you know, just get away from this place, really. You know what I mean? It's always cloudy, isn't it? You know what I mean? You always see cloud, like. So what's news then? Well, we still you still see places tidying up after the aftermath of that storm. There is focused storm. Well, I don't know if it's a storm, but it's a snow bomb that they were saying on the Express, and that's going to come down as far as Cornwall, so it's going to include obviously where I live and everywhere else in the country, really, because Cornwall is as far south as you can pretty much go, isn't it? So if it's down as far as there, then everywhere else is getting it as well. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, if you're viewing this on Christmas Day, you would know what happens. Did we have snow over the weekend? Or didn't we? Or did we have snow coming up towards Christmas? Or didn't we? Or did we have a white Christmas? These are all the questions. I say that I'm not going to know until later on in a few weeks' time for myself, like, but as you're watching this, you already know. So we're gonna, not sure where we're gonna stop for a break on the way up. I don't know. We'll see, just see how far we can get. I think and then stop for a break in, and then give them a ring with an ETA of what time we're going to be there. I think that's the best shout. We need to get this truck washed at some point. You can see it's like a residue on the outside of the glass. It's not so bad on that side, but this side is terrible. So I don't know, it's come off a road and it's just dried on. So that needs to be washed off. Yeah, but other than that, we're not doing too bad. Traffic's nice and quiet at the moment, but we'll check in a little bit further up, and let's crack on. Let's get this journey out of the way. Okay, so change of plan. I'm going to call into Strensham Services, have a toilet there and grab a coffee, and then we'll carry on our way for the last hour 45 minutes, so we can find somewhere we can have a break a bit closer, so we don't have to have 2 breaks, if you know what I mean. So we get up there a bit earlier. We'll run these hours out, have a break, but at the moment we'll go in here and use the toilet and a coffee, much needed coffee. Get a bit of fresh air to wake up a bit as well. See, it's always a little bonus, that is. This is Strensham Services. It is a road chef, so it is a McDonald's here. So we will use our vouchers, I think. Well, not vouchers, but you know, the points. Get a free coffee in. As is always good to have a free one, isn't it? Planned speed in front of us, yeah. We've got plenty of room to park up. Park up down here, I think. That will do, there, nicely. And then we can go in, use the toilet, and grab ourselves a coffee. Gentleman there snapping pictures of the lorries, look, see him? Got a nice bit of kit there with this camera, I gotta be honest with you. We'll have to stop in a second. Oh, it's in manoeuvre, that's why. Thinking to myself why you wouldn't change gears then. And instead of me putting it into performance, it was in manoeuvre. Oops, that's why he was. So now I've got a truck washer that we can take a truck in and get washed, but to be honest with you, I personally think myself, they don't do that much of a good job, like. You know what I mean? Well, it doesn't look like they're open anyway, because nothing's set up. The van's there, but none of his boys are there. Bit of a strange one, isn't it? It's a couple of times now I've gone past him and he haven't been open. Whether the boys are not well or what, or whether something's happened and they're not coming into work, I don't know. Anyway, we've got our coffee. There she is. Galaxy Caramel Latte. It's alright. I wouldn't go singing all dancing about it. I do prefer the normal lattes, if you know what I mean. Although, if you ever see me out there about on the road and you want to buy me a coffee or something like that, then a good shout then would be to hazelnut latte. Oh, it's to die for. That's my favourite latte, hazelnut latte. Anyway, so we've got some news. I forgot about this earlier on, but now I've remembered. So I was gonna, you know, purchase a new website, blah blah blah, but I got a website name which it doesn't coincide with the trucking sort of thing. But I thought, you know what, I already own the website. That's all I gotta do is you know, make it so it suits me better, like, you know what I mean? So the website originally was for one of my YouTube channels, because I have got a couple. So this particular YouTube channel, I was making Lego. So it was just basically, it was a faceless YouTube channel. You could just watch time lapse. Well, it's not so much time lapse. It's sped up then around about 10 times the speed of building these kits, like. But I soon learned that once you've done all a certain standard, and you know, a certain standard of videos, you know, of Lego, then of that mid-range, like, well, I wouldn't say mid-range, but the lower range around about 30 quid each, and that's why I was budgeting per video. You soon realise that they run out pretty quick, and when you're trying to do a video every week, it was becoming very expensive. You know what I mean? That's £120 a month, and you're getting no return back for it. So there was other options then that I could that I looked into, was teaming up with this guy where I use his manuals to take something I already got but transform it into something else, you know, with a different set of instructions. So say for example a McLaren F1, a McLaren car turned into an F1 car. I thought, you know, that's a good idea. So I didn't go into them. It's tough. Basically with that channel, it was a channel I was doing just before this one. I wasn't getting much traction with it. There was a lot of money being spent on it, and I was thinking to myself, you know what I mean, there's got to be a different way, like, you know what I mean. I thought to myself, well, why not just do the trucking side of things, you know what I mean? But then I do have to invest more into the cameras, because I was filming that on my phone, so I have to invest into the cameras and stuff like that. So but I would have spent about the same sort of money in about 4 months as I would have buying a camera a year, like, you know, for this channel, like, you know. So that's how I started off. I you know, I did one recording, and which was just a walk, because it was meant to be trucking and my walking, basically just me in general, just vlogs and stuff like that. But it turned out to be then that it was more, the way the channel was going, it was more dedicated to this, you know, the trucking side of things, my personal point of view from the trucking, and seeing what we're carrying and stuff like that. And that's where it's carried on. So obviously I've started I had started a different channel then for the exploring side of things, which doesn't have that, you know, it's not a video every week with our channel. It's like this time of year now, I don't, you know, it's a bit awkward to get out and about, like, you know, I mean, the weather's quite crap. You know, in some cases dangerous, outright dangerous the weather can be at times, like. So the winter months, the channel doesn't get much, you know, content put up. I have got one content to put up, which probably be going up next week, or this week, where this has been aired, depending on where I go around it, which is a tour around Telford. I keep on forgetting to put it up, so I got to edit that, put that up. But then the next time in, probably, unless I do something in between, is probably going to be around about March time, when I come back from the holidays. So it'll be like a tour of the hotel and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it is things like that. Yeah, is what it is, you know what I mean? That channel, I haven't put, you know, I wanted to put it included into this channel, but they weren't just doing well, like, you know what I mean? Whereas they're doing pretty well on the other channel, if you know what I mean, especially the hotel. So I do go away a few times a year, and even if it is a couple of times a year where that gets posted, then so be it. But come summer months, when I start exploring stuff, hopefully it'll start to gain a bit of traction. It would be nice to have a YouTube channel which pays for itself, for me to go away on these hotels and do a review of them. Yeah, I ain't gonna whinge with that, you know what I mean? You know, that sort of thing, like. But you know, we got to carry on with this. So that website, I know I've gone all the way around and then I'm back to it, I know that, so it's the way my mind works. So that website, it's named after that, you know, that YouTube channel I started doing the Lego on. But I'm gonna, as it's automatically renewed, which I didn't want it to automatically renew, it's just something I didn't do. Like, now I was gonna set up a new website, you know, start a new website, you know, for Trucker Timbo and all that sort of stuff. But I thought, you know what, no, we'll keep our website name, as I've owned it now for, you know, a good couple of years, like, or just over a year, something like that. We'll keep our website name, do a new website which is going to cover, you know, it'll cover the Lego, it'll cover the exploring, and obviously the hotels and all that stuff, still technically exploring, and it'll cover, you know, Trucker Timbo as well. So when you go on there, you'll have an option what you want to click, like. So I thought, you know what, we'll do it that way, like. I mean, yeah, okay, I haven't got, you know, truckertimbo.com or anything like that. It's not going to be like that, no. But it is going to be under construction. I'm going to be working on it when I got a few days off over Christmas. So hopefully we'll have it up and running then. That's where eventually the store will be, because I am looking into that sort of stuff. I just got to speak to Darren, which does, you know, which I've dealt with in the past, about getting some merch done. So obviously we'll have to check with the logo. It takes a bit of time and everything like that, but you know, what I'm looking to start off with is maybe a couple of t-shirts, embroidered and printed maybe, and a hoodie embroidered and printed, and that's about where I would start off. Maybe a cap as well, where I would start off, and then obviously move on from there then, you know what I mean, like with mugs and stuff like that, like. But I don't know if Darren does mugs. I'll have to find out. If not, I can source the mugs from somebody else which is local. I try to keep everything local to where I live. We're just coming up on the M5 M6 interchange. It's the M5 going across there. We're also on the M5 bit. That'll take you southbound on the M6. And this road will take you northbound on the M6. Literally that's junction 7. The next junction down from there, if you're heading south, is Spaghetti Junction. Junction 8. No, sorry. Wouldn't be junction 8. That's junction 8. I'm confused now. Hang on. Because it counts down. So it'd be junction 6. Yeah, this is junction 8. Because you've got junction 9, 8, which is the M5, 7, 6, 6. Junction 6. So that's the M6, where you can see that Asda truck in the distance there. It's the M6 coming across on the right hand side here, on all the raised deck in there. Train yard up. Not too rammed, I haven't seen that full in a long time. So we're going to come out to this one. Hard shoulder may be open, but we're going to come out to it because it's going to be for junction 9 only. And we don't want to be in that because we don't want to come off at junction 9. So that's us on the M6 now. Just passing the RAC building, just there. But that's it. We got 18 minutes left to drive in before we got to take a break, but we're going to call into Kiel Services Bear. I might even have a sneaky half hour on the bunk, you know. I was glad I made the services because it is a bit more space for me to stop. Well, I say that. There should be space for me to stop some places. Oh yes. Next to that blue lorry there, we'll go and pull in over there. Maybe not. Oh, he's moved off from there. I was hoping to pull over there, but false soap. There should be a wide load bay at the end that I can use if trucks haven't pulled into it. I don't know where he's going. Oh, he's managed to pick up his... He passed me earlier on and his Anderson lead was hanging down. So we'll stop here, I think. There's obviously M3 wagons there are wide loads, and you know what I mean? And they need to be parked in them spaces, don't they? You know what I mean? Them ones. So that's the break done. Carry on our way up there now. So we're just by Kiel. That's the services we just pulled into. So we've still got a few hours ahead of us. We'll be getting there this afternoon though. So we'll crack on. And yeah, hopefully we shouldn't be much longer. Preston on the M6. Technically the first bit of motorway in the UK, although it didn't look like this originally. Preston bypass, now the M6. Well, it was the M6 then as well. So this was the first section of motorway to be built in the UK. Obviously it's been expanded over the years. As you can see, it wasn't going to be designed with 4 lanes, is it? So we now got 4 lanes and a hard shoulder, so it's obviously definitely expanded. So we ain't doing too bad. However, I don't know what it is up with drivers today, but this GXO in front, take for example, he overtook me. We were in a different lane then. Or overtook me, he had a coach behind him, I flashed him in, totally ignored me. I was like, okay, fair enough. So he held that coach out there for, it must have been a good couple of minutes. But if I put my indicator on, people are ignoring it. Even though when my indicator flashes, it's not only just on the back of the trailer, but it's all down the side as well. All the lights flash. Everybody's just ignoring me. You know what I mean? So it's a case of, you know, I mean, I've either got to slow down. You know, I indicate them plenty of time to overtake, or I got to slow down because they're hovering next to me. And it's just like they're hovering next to me. They look at the machine, and little things I guess today are starting to irritate me now. You know what I mean? When it normally doesn't bother me, but it's starting to irritate me now because it seems to be every single vehicle that I go and put my indicator on, which is next to me, takes no notice of it. None whatsoever. Which is mind-boggling. How many people are actually paying attention to the road. So that's us all picked up with fuel. We've got to get to this quarry before 4 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock now. So we're going to be there within the hour. But it's a little bit tight when you think about it. You know what I mean? If I had a bigger machine where it was heavier, I wouldn't have got up there today. Well, certainly not. Not for the cut-off time anyway. 4 o'clock. So we're just by Lancaster. That was Lancaster Services, where we just picked up some power juice. So we are good now for a bit. So we're gonna go up to Arcow Quarry, and then let's see, once we're there, then get this machine off. And that'll be us done for today. Well, we still got to, you know, make our way towards the next destination. So we're gonna make our way down for Ibstock in the morning. So by the time we get there, we should have just over 3 hours of driving after that. So we get down as close as we can. I'm not sure what route we're going to take yet, though. I'll have a look. There's a few options. I can go across the 65, make our way towards the A1, M1. I can go down through Bradford, meet up with the 62, come across that way, meet up with the M1 again. Or I can come back down this way, and then when I get to Stoke in, I can go across the A50 and make my way onto the A1 that way. So there's a few options. I'll have a look which is the better way later on now, because I got a funny feeling coming back down this way, maybe cutting across the 61, look at this, then onto the 62 and then coming down. That might be the better option rather than cutting across all them country roads and everything. So we see how we get on now. We'll work out the times. Alright, this is where we leave the M6, junction 36. We join the 65 then and make our way down towards Settle for Arcow Quarry. Not that far away, no, to be honest with you. The trouble with these mirrors, like you know, that caught me off guard. I seen the one car, the other car was sitting in the blind spot, and then when I caught a glimpse of him in, it was a bit of a startle. So you can see how easy that happens, like, you know what I mean? Just coming in to settle now. You know, a few of my videos this place have. There's a nice place though, a very scenic area around here. Just cross over the river by here now, and then take a left. Follow this road up towards the quarry then. Bad road this one, it is a bit hilly in places, a couple of places where it does narrow down. It's not so bad with the machine, I guess A30 with a bigger kit that normally comes up here. It can be a bit more of a pain because how wide you are. So we go under this low bridge now. Thought you weren't going to stop then, like, you know what I mean? I kind of take up the road. I mean, when he's still driving towards me with all my lights flashing and everything like that. It takes a while for people to register that I've got all these lights flashing for a reason. And especially coming underneath that bridge now, I can't keep over to the left because I let that, because there's an arch bridge. So I got to be in the middle of the road. And yet they come in towards you because they're used to having a car driving past them and not something like me. So they think, oh yeah, there's room for both of us, when it's not, you know what I mean? And the only thing I can do is just hold my ground, like, you know what I mean? If we got to come to a stop because they haven't thought it through properly, then they're at fault. Because at the end of the day, I've done everything in my power to make sure everybody's safe. Like, I'll dominate the road just to what's the word, just to make sure that everybody is safe around me, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, if something was coming towards me like that, then I wouldn't have gone over to the left hand side, just purely because I would have hit the bridge. Well, that's putting people's lives at risk, because that's a railway bridge. See what I mean? So by dominating the road there, they made it safer, and that's the whole point of it. So we've just entered the Yorkshire Dales National Park, and the beauty up here is incredible. I do like coming up here. And we're not that far away from the quarry now. So there's 3 quarries all next to each other: Horton, Dry Rig, and the one that we're going to, which is Arcow. Final stretch now, one quarry there, and another quarry just over the other side then. Cross over the track and the river. Turn right up here then. So it's been a long drive. And we've run about 6.5 hours, and then with a break and fueling up, so say 7.5 hours to get up here. And a bit of traffic that we had this morning as well. honestly didn't think that this quarry had rail going into it, but I see rail carriages there, so it obviously does have rail going into it, which has surprised me a bit. Never noticed them before. I've been in here a few times. Right, we're going to go into the quarry, get this machine off. Unfortunately I can't record it, so let's just quickly get this machine off and get back out here then. And make our way to where we got to go for tomorrow. Well, make our way down there, we're not going to get all the way. Obviously tomorrow's out, we'll be on another episode. See how dark it's gone quickly. I've literally just come out. I've had quarter of an hour here now. I'm having a break to refresh my driving hours, so it'll give me 3 hours and 6 minutes of driving after I finish my break. It gives me that bonus hour, which I can use twice a week. But how dark it's gone quickly. It's literally 4:10. Look at it. Ten past 4. Won't be long before the sheep will be turning their headlamps on now. Mad, isn't it? And that's just gone dark really quick. When I pulled up here, it was still light. It doesn't help that we've got a lot of cloud cover, mind. But you know, look at that. How scenic and here it is. Imagine living up here. You know what I mean? And you walk back home from the pub drunk. Be like if you get back here next week, you'd be lost. You know what I mean? Especially if you take a shortcut through across the field. I'm just making a brew here now. Oh. Pour the water in now. So I think I'm gonna go down towards Skipton, down towards Bradford, and then onto the 62, sorry. And then on the M1, there's a bit more places where I can stop and park up for the night there. Got a bit more of a choice if I get stuck in traffic and stuff like that, where I can stop. But I got to get down to stock for the morning. So we left the quarry now, and we have just come into Settle. So the trouble is, it's like 4:30, and it is proper dark outside. So recording is going to be pretty much hard to do, because I think there's a bus coming up there. Catch a glimpse of a bus I did. We'll leave him come through, we're not in a rush. Unless he's at the bus stop, is he? There we go. Yeah, so it's going to be quite hard to do. As you can see, the GoPros don't really do well in the dark. They really need some sort of light to get them to work efficiently, so you get a good viewing experience. Other than that, it's just watching the headlights at the front of the truck, isn't it? So it's not really the best, but yeah, we're just coming into the main part of Settle now. So it's a bit more lit up. Well, what we're going to do then, we're going to go down towards Skipton and then head down towards Bradford, go around Bradford, down the 62, down the M1, stop along there somewhere. I don't know, well, we got 2 hours 55 left, just under 3 hours, so I don't know how far that's going to get us. Hopefully it does get us down a fair whack. It's a nice Christmas tree here in the building, isn't it? Oh, they've done a nice job there. Nice little village this is. Not village, well yeah, village. I wouldn't go far to say that it was a, well, could be classed as a town, but I've always known towns to be a bit bigger. So it's in between the two anyway, I would have thought. More like, yeah, it could be classed as a town. Village, town, I don't know. Anyway, somebody probably put it down in the comments what it is. But I don't know, the more I'm thinking about it now, the more I'm thinking there's a town. Anyway. So we're not doing too bad. It's as you can see, visibility is alright for me, but it's not all that best, not all the best for the camera. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop recording, but I'm gonna come back when we arrive at the services. So I'm gonna set a little challenge, you know. So I've told you the route that we're gonna do. We're gonna go down towards Bradford, onto the 62, onto the M1, follow the M1 down, because we're going to go to Ibstock tomorrow. But which services do you think I'll get to? Ideally, I would like to get to a particular one, but I'm not saying what it is. So have a think of what services are on that route, and then chuck it down in the comments. Let's see which ones I get to. Then join me back in a few mows and we'll see where we got to. So we did do a bit of driving. Let's have a look on the clock. So we've done 9 hours 34 driving today, and we've done just under 13 hours. So it's not a bad day. But what services do you reckon we would get to then? Well, I did try Woodall, but Woodall was rammed. So I've come to Tibshelf. And as you can see with the drive-in, I pretty much was saying if I couldn't get space here, I could probably make the next one, but the next one is my last resort. I'd have to park it. So I'm just going to do a printout here now, and we can see what the actual total mileage is for the day. I'm not going to show you all the whatnots on it. So that printout there is a record of what I've done today. So if you're coming into the trucking industry, you'll see that it's all this sort of stuff. So I've done 9 hours 34 hours of driving, and I've done 689 kilometers. As you can see there, 689 kilometers, that's what I've done today, which is not too bad. Almost 700 kilometers, which is 300 odd miles, I think. It's 428 miles done today. It's not the most I've done. The most I've done is on the continent, where I just constantly be going out of 45, constantly going add another 45 and run my hours out. And I pretty much done around about, what should I do on that? It was about 800 kilometers, which is about 500 miles, so it was a bit more than that. It was about 820 kilometers, which is 820, it's 509 miles. That's my record in a truck in a day, which is not bad considering that you can only do 90 kilometers an hour, which means that you can max out to 560 if you're non-stop. So, but you can't do that because obviously you've got to take an average speed. So anyway, oh, my knees, the joys are getting older. So we're on break now. Go in, have a shower, pay for parking, and we're going to call it a day. So basically, yeah, what do you think of my flat cap? So we're going to call it a day, and yeah, thank you very much for watching it. That's it. That's today's episode all done with. Make sure you have a good Christmas, the rest of the Christmas. Enjoy the period, enjoy next week and New Year's, enjoy your celebrations. Have a good one. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the whatnots and everything. But have a good Christmas. and we'll catch you all again